Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Here we are with another fun-filled episode of Stillman Discussions. Here we are with another fun-filled episode of Stillman. Live stream again, woohoo. Anywho, I'm your humble host, Misfortune, and once again, still exhausted, perhaps more so. Last weekend was quite a crazy ride with some of our beloved musicians in this silly fandom about ponies. We've had Glaze, Speedcore Dave, Stars and Autumn, Cyril the Wolf, DJ EHT, Brony Mike, and Blue Nose Reindeer all share their thoughts on us on Saturday and Sunday. Hopefully to get psyched for our Operation Rainbows, Roots, and Road Trips. It's day 3 now. I've yammered and yimmered, if that's even a real word, about these super fantastic projects, the Rainbow and Rooted album and the Musiquestria Tour, for the past couple episodes. Hopefully you, my awesome viewers, have had the generosity to pitch in and help out these guys who are working around the clock to make these awesome projects become a success. If you're still unconvinced, then I suggest it's high time you change that, because I've got some of the crew and musicians behind the Musiquestria Tour with me today to help convince you that this is something awesome and why you should definitely help out. Before I open up the floor and let these good folks tell us about their massive undertaking, a quick word about who we are, what we do, and what Operation Rainbows, Roots, and Road Trips is. In the former note, SD3 is a talk show, normally hosted on Saturdays at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We rant, discuss, debate, and we have fun while we're sharing our opinion about stuff. I'm kind of the only individual who hosts and runs the show, but hey, while it's a lot of hard work on my lonesome, it's a lot of fun. Because we get these fantastic folks come on the show and share some of that and let their opinions run free. Now, Operation Rainbows, Roots, and Road Trips was a project I really wanted to help out on because we're promoting the Rainbow and Rooted album and the Musiquestria Tour. I personally love Balloon Party, and I'm excited for the success for Rainbow and Rooted to blow me away with some more great music.
Get those bags, those things out there.
Sorry about that, I have folks coming in my background. Okay, so there's a lot of talent joining that album with some well-known talent joining and participating as well. And I'm screwing up the script, woohoo! They're working hard to make some great music for the album, and I think they should be rewarded for all their hard work, especially if it gets into BronyCon this August. If you're just as excited as I am for the album, donate a little. It's to a good cause. But hey, this goes without saying, another massive undertaking, one of which my guests are here to talk about today, is the Musiquestria Tour. Now, I would love to have the honor of describing just what this incredible tour is and who's involved in it, but today, I'm going to let them explain just what this tour is, because I am quite sure you good folks are here for the good stuff and not listening to me ramble the day away. So, allow me to have the pleasure of introducing the co-founder and participating musician of the tour, Bejoty.
Hey there.
We've got sound engineer Nathan Schouw.
Schouw. Hello.
Yes,
Schouw. It's hard to pronounce.
Yes. Along for the ride to play his awesome music across the country, we've got DJ Tarby.
Hey, and more hey, and also hey, and then some hey.
That's a lot of hay.
Yeah.
And finally, we've got PonyDonn, DeVore, to round out our awesome panel.
Howdy.
Welcome to the show, guys.
Thanks for having us, man.
Yeah, thanks, dude.
Anytime. So, Bejoty.
Yo.
As much as I'd rather have the honors to explain your massive undertaking, why don't you be the one to tell my audience about it? Tell us what it is, what it's all about, what they can get out of it, and just about everything else worth mentioning.
Sure thing. Well, Musiquestria is a month-long pony music tour spanning the entirety of the United States, from Everfree Northwest to BronyCon. Basically, we're just trying to bring the music to the community, and we're playing in a whole bunch of major cities across the country for 4 weeks between the 2 major conventions over the summer. That's the short of it. But we're trying to raise some money to make this tour a thing, so that's part of the reason we're here, to promote our fundraiser. Do you want the longer version?
I guess we love the long version. The long version's awesome.
The long version's pretty much the short version. But yeah, we all just came from this community, made some music because we love it. We have a whole bunch of different origin stories. We play all sorts of different genres of music. And we came together because we want to kind of make a huge music event and bring it to the rest of the community. So I think we pulled in about, almost a dozen people so far across the tour. And more cities than just that, too.
I got your website pulled up here. It says you have Replacer, Mike the Microphone, Silverhound, Tarby, Fenning,
indeed.
Yeah, Fenning.
Pony One Kenobi, Donn DeVore, Automatic Jack, and yourself, Bejoty. coming on this tour.
Yep.
Yep.
All right, and would you like to tell us a little bit about the perks for the contributions? Because I'm pretty sure all donators would love to hear stuff like that.
Goodness, we have so many awesome perks. Check out Musiquestria.com. Look in the live stream. You should have it on there as well. We have everything from simple thanks throughout the tour to large perks such as playing in your house. If you live somewhere somewhat even close to our tour route and you want us to play a private show for you, we have that perk ready to go.
And that would be the Party with Ponies here at the bottom.
Party with ponies.
Oh, and if you folks want this really cool perk, you better get it now because it's 1 out of 3 claimed.
Mm-hmm.
So you better start booking them things.
In addition, you can do whatever you want with that too. We can actually play a show at your house, or just use your imagination. We can sit awkwardly in a circle if you want. Just stare at us.
Yeah.
So it sounds like a fun idea.
So long as we don't get arrested, everything is cool.
Yep.
All right, and finally, we're looking at your proposed tour route. The bold ones are the ones you guys have planned you're going to be going to, correct?
Indeed. Yeah, after we leave Seattle, we'll be hitting, at the very least, Portland, LA, Las Vegas, Phoenix, Houston, Washington, D.C., and Boston.
That sounds like some pretty cool locales. Although I really hope you guys are going to make it to Indianapolis because we could use some pretty exciting stuff happening here.
Yeah, hopefully we can. We just need more money.
Yes, because money makes the whole world go around, sadly.
Well,
Also,
definitely makes our tour wheels move.
also Jacksonville, Florida.
Ooh, Florida's a good location.
Is that confirmed now?
Yep.
Good. I wanted to play there.
Well, your hopes and dreams are becoming a reality, Bejoty. But hey, there you have it, folks. If that isn't enough incentive and information to pitch in, then check the pulse. Oh my God, people are just... They don't understand I'm hosting a show. We got people calling, we got people waltzing right in. It is fantastic.
Oh, we'll take callers. Caller number 1. What's up?
Good stuff. But hey, now you know it's live, so this ain't pre-recorded bullshit. Alright, but we still got a fun-filled show to get through, and that might hopefully be enough to convince you. That phone. Throw it out the window. Oh, it stopped. Cool. So, to kick off this big discussion, let's start with why. What made you guys decide, hey, let's jump on a bus and perform all over the country? Feel free
Well, I
to chime
think
in, somebody.
One of the biggest reasons that I want to be able to do this is not everybody gets to go to the conventions, and sometimes these guys only play at the conventions. I'm the director of audio and visual for Everfree Northwest, and I had a chance to meet and work with a lot of these musicians last year, and it's like, if you want to be able to see them, it's either see them on a live stream or go to a convention. Well, we want to bring like the kind of show that we do at the conventions. We want to take that on the road and bring it to people all across the country.
But Jody, what do you have to say about why? Why are you deciding, hey, let's get a bus and drive all over the country?
Man, I'll definitely echo those sentiments. I mean, there's people all across the country that really love the music of the community and never get a chance to see it. But, of course, there's always those selfish reasons, too. I've kind of wanted to be a part of a music tour for a long time.
Who wouldn't be?
Yeah. And to be able to share that with a bunch of my closest friends, hey, let's do it.
All right. Now, I got a whole good, fun list of questions, and God knows which ones we're going to get to, and I might have to rephrase them. Because, I always write these stupid scripts on the 11th hour. It's ridiculous. I don't know how I make the show work, but somehow I do. So, here's the first big question I have for you, apart from the why, is why now? What made you guys decide to start this tour right now, of all times?
Well, we kind of started the pre-planning all the way back in October. Grabbing some sites, figuring out the small details to make a summer convention work, or a summer tour work. And then past that, it's just a matter of getting people motivated enough to really push into it. The first obstacle, finding musicians that actually have 4 weeks that they can drop everything in their life and go on a ridiculous tour. Myself included. My summers are usually insanely busy, and of course there's Everfree Northwest. It's always on my list. But over those months, we just started to talk about it more and more, and I think it actually ended up being at the Vegas event that I asked a few people if they could make it for the tour, and I got a solid 5 yeses, and it went on from there. Then we pulled in Austin, our tour manager, who is doing a brilliant job keeping us all in line and organizing all this stuff for us. Without her, we'd be nothing. And once she got on board, we started to work out the logistics, and just one thing after another, and this thing is finally becoming real.
All right, and this is a pretty exciting project. We're kind of really... It's a very big thing happening in this fandom. It's the first tour, isn't it, ever to happen?
Yeah, this is the first actual tour. I think people have had performances in random cities. We've even had one to promote Everfree up in Seattle. But this is the first time we've gone state to state. As far as I know, I haven't heard anything about this before.
All right, well, that's a pretty big deal here in our fandom, especially for all of us music lovers.
Oh yeah, it's definitely a benchmark that we haven't reached yet, and making a tour and have it be sustainable and actually be a success, that just shows so much about where our community is right now.
Yeah, we've definitely gotten large, and we got apparently large enough to host a tour. So how many fandoms could say something about that?
Seriously.
All right, so here's the next fun question. How did you manage to put all of this together?
Wow. Well, I think we're all insane. That's probably a good start.
Yeah, I'm sure insanity is a little bit required.
Yeah, motivation, initiative, just getting the right people. And, yeah, I think insanity is probably a good number 1, though.
Hi, Cat. Welcome to SD3, now with 20% more Cat. Alright, but I more or less mean, how did you manage to, how'd you get Austin, how'd you get Nathan Schouw, how'd you get the musicians that you have joining you on the tour, like, how did that all come together?
Well, mostly we're all just a group of people that know each other directly or indirectly through the community. Austin's been a good friend of mine for a few years, and I know that she has experience managing this kind of stuff, so she was a no-brainer. Donn, being our AV lead, helps out a hell of a lot with just the equipment side of things and knowledge on that front. And the other people just started to pull together as we found more openings either for performers or people to help us out with the logistics side. If you guys want to talk about how you became a part of this tour, that'd be great.
I'd love to hear that, actually. That was going to be my next question. So, Tarby and Donn, DeVore, and I guess Bejoty, since you're a musician yourself.
Alright, so, like, I was actually, I had sort of heard a little bit about the tour through the grapevine, as far back as Canterlot Gardens, but, like, nothing had really ever come of it. Like, I had never heard anything more than rumors, and one day at, a meetup, for the Seattle Brony meetup, Bejoty just kind of looks at me and goes, "Hey dude, you want to go on a tour?" I'm like, okay. So, yeah, just random out of the blue, did not expect it at all. And so, a little bit of discussion about it. Then, Las Pegasus Unicon happened, and that's when we got Fanning, that's when Automatic Jack almost got on, that's when, a bunch, like, everything just sort of clicked, it sort of just fell into place, and, that's when, I really got involved, when a couple of other people really got involved, and it just kind of grew and grew and grew and grew and grew until we finally made the announcement.
Yeah, I was one of the last ones to get on board, I think. After the show that we did here in Seattle, Tarby and I did a show at a club in Seattle called the Elements of the Elements of Melody, the Music of Everfree, and that was the show that Bejoty was referring to, that was the benefit for Everfree Northwest. And later that night, Bejoty approached me and basically said, "Hey man, you want to go on tour with us?" And I said, "Hell yeah, I want to go on tour with you." So, so that's what we're doing. Yeah, I thought, yeah. And we had talked about it a little bit last year, but this the same kind of thing. I didn't hear anything about it until just recently, and thought, yeah, let's do this, man. So, because I've got the availability, and I like ponies, and I can music, so let's do this.
It all just came together, huh?
Yeah.
All right, and what would you say maybe about the other musicians? What Bejoty and whoever else feels like chiming in, how did you manage to convince Gotta look at the list again. Yeah, Mike the Microphone, Silverhound, and Pony One Kenobi, because I understand they're very busy guys. So how do you convince them to do this?
Just ask them.
If it's that simple, there's no incredibly deep story to go along with this?
Well, it might help that I'm pretty good friends with all those guys, and they know that I have experience running events like this, so they probably wouldn't just jump onto a random person and ask them, hey, you want to go on a music tour? You'd be like, don't know if I'm going to commit to that.
Yeah, they'd be like, who are you and what are you doing in my Skype?
Are you one of my scary fanboys?
That, or it's because I blackmailed everyone.
Yeah, blackmail's usually a good trick to get things done. Did you have to blackmail our good Nathan Schouw? Dad did their blog. Nathan here?
I am a result of the Indiegogo going up. I saw it. I saw they listed sound tech as one of their needs. So I immediately emailed them. I don't know, my first email went out probably within 10 minutes of the Indiegogo going up. Because I watch EQD relatively closely, and I've been waiting to get somewhat involved with the music side of things. I haven't been a part of the fandom that long, really, so this was my chance, and I jumped on it.
Well, thanks so much for jumping in.
Welcome to the herd.
Yeah, totally, man. That's kind of the same way I jumped into Everfree a couple of years ago. I went to a meetup and found out about Everfree Northwest and went, hey, I can run sound. I'll be your sound guy. So, 2 years later, it's like made tons of friends and had, a great time working with all these people, and now we're, taking it to the next level.
Yeah, if you're not having fun with it, it's not really worth it.
Yeah, I know, man. It's like, well, even at the end of Everfree last year, it was like at the end of 3 days of just amazing, convention that we all put on and experienced there. It was just like I was exhausted and injured.
Aww.
No, I literally broke a rib last year at the convention, and from so many hugs is what it was. But
Wow.
I'm not kidding. Yeah, I got a broken rib last year, and at the end of it, I was just like in pain and just exhausted. And I thought, man, when do we get to do this again? And I'm hoping at the end of this tour that I'll feel the same way. We'll be exhausted, but we'll just be so excited about what we've done that we want to do it again, and see what happens next year.
That definitely does sound like something worth talking about, but we'll get to that in a minute. So, since I'm an idiot who lives under a rock and doesn't know how anything in the world works, how does this tour work? What's involved?
Bejoty, that's you.
Well, I don't want to say winging it, but most of us don't really have tour experience. Again, Austin has experience managing stuff and the logistics behind it, but the rest of us, has anyone gone on a tour before?
Almost.
Very limited tour,
Yeah.
like Northwest.
So a lot of it is hopping in a van or a series of cars, depending on what kind of money we can get for transportation. Heading to a city, trying to get something to eat before, heading to the venue, sound checking, playing for hours, trying to get some sleep, wake up, and drive somewhere else. It's going to be a lot of painful work for the rest of us.
A labor of love.
Oh yeah.
Sounds like there's not going to be a lot of sleeping going on.
Probably not too much sleeping. I have a feeling that the first week we're not going to realize how taxing it's exactly going to be. So we may limit sleep more than we should. Maybe party a couple nights and then decide that was a very bad move the next day.
Yeah, that's definitely what we're gonna do. Really, no question about that. And then it's gonna suck for a day,
Yeah.
and then
We're
we'll
so
be good.
excited. Woo, we're on tour! And then 3 days later, oh my God, how long is this gonna go?
Halfway through the tour, we'll understand, okay, so we need to kind of be serious about this. We have a couple fun days planned to relax. Hope to see some sights, natural things like the Grand Canyon or the Mississippi River, which I've never seen myself, and I think most of the people haven't had the chance to see. And of course, there'll be the days maybe in perhaps Disneyland, Disney World, things like that.
Woo!
So hopefully we'll be able to relax a little bit.
Yeah, that'd be good. We wouldn't want our musicians to play under duress.
And beyond that, we'll also be documenting the tour as much as we can or can remember for it. Like,
Yeah.
Twitter is an obvious one, but we'll hopefully be having kind of a video diary along the way as well.
Is John Delancey going to be doing the narration?
Yes, we got him on board. No, just kidding. In fact, I think he's on a cruise the whole time, somewhere.
Okay.
But yeah, we're that's hopefully the plan. We're gonna be having a camera or 2 or 5 or 7 or something like that. And at the end of the tour, we're just gonna like compile all the footage and be like, this is what happened.
Yeah, I might be buying like an external hard drive for this, just in case.
Might be a good idea.
Fantastic idea. Alright, so you guys planning on going to some big stages and venues, or is it going to be more smaller scale locales?
Oh, huge stages. We're pulling in thousands of people.
Arenas.
Yeah. What's that place? The Fillmore. I think we're gonna be performing there.
Yeah,
Because we could totally afford that.
Yeah.
No, yeah, seriously, we're going to be limited to small-ish venues, depending on how many tickets we can at least think we can sell. It's mostly going to be
200, I
decided.
believe, was the number.
Yeah, that's the easiest to aim for. Venues around that size, because I mean, this community is going to provide us some people at every venue, but spreading across the country, it's not going to be gigantic shows. And since we're everything from the opening bands to the headliners, we can't expect like this crazy band to pull in a few thousand people or not.
Indeed. So, to the musicians here in the panel, are you guys nervous, excited?
I'm excited.
I think we're all excited.
But it sounds like you guys are also a little bit nervous, because I can't imagine what it must be like maybe playing on stage. I really can't.
It's
Well,
fun.
It is actually kind of fun. It's interesting because when we did the show last month at the DeVore Project, the Elements of Melody show, I hadn't played a show for people in 15 years, and in front of people on a stage, and I'm sort of like Hurricane Fluttershy when it comes to like stage fright, and I dealt with that for a long time. Even though I play music online all the time, it's more of a radio show than an actual live performance in front of people. So I thought I would be nervous, and I wasn't. It was a room full of bronies. We're all there for the same thing, and there was about 90 people there total, and it was an amazing experience to be up there and to have an audience so accepting of what you're trying to do up there, and to have that applause at the end of each song, and just the support, and that just blew me away. I thought I would just be like, I would freeze up, and I didn't. So it's a different experience. I don't know, playing for this audience as it would be for like, a group of strangers standing there with their arms crossed, all dressed in black, like a Seattle show or something.
The backs turned to the audience.
Room. That's a tough room, man.
Yeah, I know. I'm definitely excited for sure, but I imagine I probably hold the most anxiety of anyone here for the tour, mostly because our tour manager, Austin, isn't going to be able to make most or all of the tour, so that title then goes to me when we're actually on the tour itself. I'll be making sure that we're getting places on time, contacting venues, coordinating everything, which
Handling the money.
Yeah.
which will likely be a pretty big job, so depending on if these guys would give me a hard time, or how many heads I have to beat in, it could get pretty stressful.
You gotta give them some lessons.
If they need it. Probably going to have to beat up Tarby a few times.
Oh, thanks. I'd
He's
be
a trouble.
offended if I didn't think that was completely true. So.
So, Tarby, are you nervous, excited?
Me? I don't even know. I'm stressed. I'm not so much nervous. I'm definitely excited. There is so much to do before we do this. Like, not even from just like an economic standpoint, and not even from like a preparation thing, because yes, all that needs to be done, but then there's also the fact that like, the way that we've got the music set up, in order to be able, just because we all kind of know each other's stuff, and because we can't really afford to bring on like 5 different bands, we're all sort of performing with each other. Like, I think I'm performing guitar for my set, Donn's set, and PonyDonn Kenobi's set.
Yeah, and
you know,
I'm
like-
playing on keyboards for PonyDonn Kenobi, for Tarby's set, and I'll be singing and playing guitar for my sets. So we're all
Yes.
learning each other's songs, and
Which we're learning upwards of like 4 hours of material
Right.
and we're going to be performing every night for something like maybe 2. So it's just a bit stressful and a bit intimidating, I guess, just because if nothing else, yes, I've performed at cons where I've done that, but I've yet to do it in, no offense to cons, but I've yet to do it in a really professional
well,
sort
a
of
real
stance.
world environment, yeah.
Exactly. Because I've been performing shows all my life. I've been in and out of bands since I was 16. But this is like my first tour. This is my first big thing. These are my first large audiences. And I want it to be as good as it can be. And therefore, it's a bit intimidating and a bit stressful. That being said, I think it's going to be the greatest time of my fucking life. And I can't wait for this summer to happen.
Yeah, I bet. So, Nathan, since I'm pretty sure all of the hopes and dreams of these musicians are going to be relying solely on you, how does that pressure feel?
Doesn't really faze me that much. I'm used to it. I've worked with musicians that are challenging, to say the least. I've worked with some pretty big names at this point. I think the biggest I've worked with would probably be Macklemore a couple weeks ago. He did a show in town, and I worked that show. So it's not really a big deal to me. I do it every day. I'm here for the music, and that's really what's important.
Fair point. Glad to see somebody's confident. And would you guys say the rest of your what do you call other groupies in your tour? There's a word for this, isn't there?
Bandmates, tourmates,
Bandmates, tourmates. Close enough. Do you
shenanigans.
Shenanigans. All right, we'll go shenanigans. So, do you think the other people in this shenanigans are nervous or excited?
Probably. For either.
Probably more than they admit, yeah.
Because, as much as I'd love to have them be here on the show, you guys are going to have to basically speak in their place, and I'd love to hear about what's going on, the backstage drama for the preparation here.
Yeah, I know Fenning's really excited about it. He won't shut up about it, so that's a good sign.
Yeah. Neither will Jack, which is good. He's
Yeah.
a drummer, so.
Yeah, Automatic Jack will be playing drums for us, and he rocks, so pretty excited about that.
Well, he's stoked because I'm going to be micing the whole kit
Properly.
properly. Yeah. I don't know what his drums are worth, but most of the time I'm putting more value in the mics that go on the drums than the kit itself is actually worth. So.
Yeah, dude. Well, hopefully it sounds rad. Like,
Isn't it ironic?
well, we're not doing Alanis, are we? Because I'll do Alanis. Don't fucking tempt me, dude. I love Alanis Morissette. That is my jam.
I ain't gonna lie, I love Alanis Morissette too.
Dude, awesome. I should just cover her at some point on the tour.
You guys don't have anything to say about who else left? Replacer, Mike the Microphone, Silverhound, and Kenobi?
Replacer's coming the longest distance.
New Zealand.
Wow.
Yeah.
New Zealand's quite a distance. What would you have to say about the rest of the guys?
PonyDonn Kenobi, I think, Bejoty can confirm this at me, but I think in terms of musicians, he's been one of the people involved the longest. Because, I think he's the stage manager and stuff like that. Or something along those lines. I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong.
As far as the tour or just music in the community?
As far as the tour.
Yeah, well, he's been on board with the tour with the first guys, I think. Let's see, it was him, Silva, and Fenning, I think I pulled in first. They have varying degrees of ambition helping us out, but they're all helping us out great.
Yeah. And Mike, I don't know how they got him in, but I've seen him perform live. He actually, his first real-time performing live, like under the Mike the Microphone moniker, was PonyCon. And I remember he was nervous as hell about that, but he ended up pulling it off really, really well. So, Yeah, I'm actually really excited to see how he does this tour, because I like the way he performs, I like his music, and I don't know how he's doing in terms of whether he's excited or whether he's nervous or something, but, I'm definitely excited to see him do his stuff.
Yeah.
Alright. And Silva? I imagine Silva must have been pretty hard to rope in, because I know he's a very busy guy.
Yeah, he's got a lot going on.
Yeah, well, he was one of the first. I asked him, and he said his summer's free, and he'd love to do it. There's always the chance of things coming up and people having to drop out, but as of now, he sounds pretty hyped for the tour.
Nice. All right. Well, if he's excited, I'm excited. That's important.
Yeah, it's cool having a lot of diversity of music too, instead of just like one style of music, one type of pony music, like, because there's so many different genres that people make music in, and because they like small horses, and like me for one, I do all types of genres because I think the show really reflects that too. You hear all different styles of music in the show, and that kind of influenced me to start writing songs, as well as listening to a lot of other bronies on the radio all the time, and back in 2011, 2012. And I think it's cool having all these different styles and diverse, musicians that do different things, from acoustic music and dubstep and rock and industrial stuff. It's going to be a cool show, man. I mean, whatever style of music you like, there's going to be something there for you. So.
Yeah, it's like full-on Pony Warp Tour going on.
Exactly, yeah.
It seems like it's going to be a pretty exciting show, considering with all the diversity there.
Yeah.
So, have you had any big challenges so far?
Yeah.
Well, the biggest thing right now is, that we're focused on is the fundraiser, and trying to get the word out about that and get support, and let people know about the perks like we talked about earlier, and become part of it and spreading the word about it. And we've reached out to a lot of the meetup groups and Facebook groups across the country, and they're working together to help us out and spread the word and help us find venues and things. So
yeah, we're really trying to make this funded by the community so we can give it to the community, give back. Of course, we don't really have the money ourselves to make our own tour or have huge corporate sponsors to back us. But basically, if the community wants a tour, give us money, we'll give them a tour. If they want a crappy tour, don't give us as much money, and then we'll give you a crappy tour.
or a shorter tour, basically.
Shorter is what I would say, yeah.
If you want a kick-ass tour with more musicians, more cities,
Larger
fantastic
venues,
secret special things we haven't even talked about yet, then we're going to need a little bit more funds.
just a little bit.
That or one of us needs to win the lottery. I'm playing it though, so.
So am
It's always
I.
that.
All right. Any other challenges apart from the fundraiser?
Finding time to work on it?
Yeah.
For me, at least.
I
Yeah.
bet.
I actually spent all day scheduling and organizing a live stream event that we're going to do this weekend that I'm pretty excited about. It's going to be the MSQ long-ass live stream show. It's going to be 24 hours of stuff, live music and games, and ponies, drawing, requests, all kinds of fun stuff. And I'm trying to get everybody on the tour to be a part of it. And I've got some artists that are going to draw for us, and we're going to read some stories in the middle of the night and see what happens with that. And Tarby and I are going to play live. It's going to be pretty cool. So I've been putting that together, and I want people to hopefully come check that out this weekend.
What was the title of that again? The official stream title?
Well, the working title is the Musiquestria long-ass live stream show. something.
I'm so hyped for this.
Funnies.
That sounds like it'd be a lot of fun. And I would like to go in depth in this a little more, but let's roll on a little bit.
Yeah.
How'd you guys come up with the contribution perks?
Well, perks are pretty standard, of course, for all Indiegogo campaigns, Kickstarter, any crowdfunding campaigns. But we just tried to shape them in a way that would really give our community some fantastic rewards for helping us out. A lot of them are pretty straightforward. We had some fun with a couple of them, and just scale them so we kind of cover every donation pool.
Alright. And some of these are quite creative. The VIP dinner, the collab with the musician, and so on, and the party with ponies. Those are definitely some pretty fun ideas you got there.
Yeah, I really want people to claim those VIP dinner things because I want a chance to really sit down and talk to some of our fans.
Well, I think someone bought one like the other day. I think.
Yeah,
so.
it says we have 2 so far.
Yeah.
We have
Which is
2 dinners?
fantastic.
Awesome.
Yeah,
We get to eat.
I mean,
That's the important part,
At least
right?
twice.
of course, people that come to these shows are going to get a chance to talk to all of us, but it's going to be between sets, after sets, if we have time before and after the show. The VIP dinner is really a chance that we'll be able to hang, to really chill and then sit down for a minute and really
And be like, hey, can we come crash at your house tonight? Because, yeah, we're kind of short on funds.
Yeah. Well, on that, if anyone in the city has a giant house that can fit a whole bunch of musicians, send an email. Let us know.
Totally.
If we can save money on lodging, then we can throw that money elsewhere.
Yeah, sounds pretty good. All right. Yeah, we'll skip the list. So, what do you expect will happen in this tour beyond performances? Any possible press things? Any special events? Things like that?
Well, beyond the documentation that we have ourselves, we're always going to try to get more press out. I think we have a few secret things hidden away that we're going to be releasing later on. Maybe letting people know before the tour, or surprises during the tour.
Aw, you don't want to tease my viewers today?
Well, I might be able to think of something to tease, but I have to think about it for a minute.
Alrighty.
But yeah, one person won't survive the tour. Someone will be kicked off and voted off by the rest of the team.
You are voted off the island, or the tour bus, I guess.
Yeah, so there's that game show aspect of it.
Or van.
That'd be great, turning into a game show. Like, are you going to see if you can get any big newspapers or things like that? Really get this event out there to the world?
Yeah, definitely. And after we get our funding and can kind of sort of focus our media attention to that, we're going to try to get the local newspapers involved. It would be really cool if we could jump on random morning talk shows, because I know that they often get extremely bored in the middle of the week with nothing to talk about. That would involve us getting up at 5 a.m. and talking to someone who hates their job for a few hours.
It'd be worth it.
That would be amazing. And we could see ourselves on some TV screen. That'd be great.
You guys predict you could end up maybe being on a TV screen? Because this is a big project out of the Brony fandom, and we're already big enough as it is as a fandom, and a lot of people are aware of us, but this could go one step above and beyond if I could totally picture whole talk shows happening on news stations and stuff, but what do you guys think?
I would love for that to happen. And really, once we get the money, once we have the money to actually have the tour, that we can then go advertise to people and say, hey, we're going to be at this venue on this date at this time, make a story about us. At that point, then we can start to book these things and hopefully maybe get some screen time.
Maybe you guys think this could end up resulting in some musician partnerships, because in the music world, this is going to be a really big deal, this tour. And you guys got a lot of talent coming with you on this tour, so do you think anything could happen with producers, other musicians, things like that?
Maybe.
I'm certainly hoping so, but can't hold your breath. That industry can get very difficult to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sounds like you might know.
I've actually been in the music business for a long time as a recording engineer and studio owner here in Seattle in the past, and yeah, it's I don't know. I don't hold my breath for that kind of stuff. I'm just more focused on playing good shows and.
Kind of, if it happens, it happens.
If it happens, it happens. Yeah, you put your
And even
best
if it does
foot forward and.
Well, surely one of you guys are optimistic for this, aren't you?
Well, I don't know. I'm just knowing the music industry itself. I don't know if it's something to be optimistic for, necessarily. But it would definitely be cool. Getting the attention to have that kind of a thing happen would be freaking amazing.
Yeah.
It would be, and it would kind of show the world, hey, we pony lovers can make great music.
Yeah,
The whole
definitely.
world needs to know that.
Yeah, that's one of my favorite comments on YouTube I see when there's like, electronic music and people will comment and say, I don't watch My Little Pony, but man, you bronies make some great music, man. This shit is awesome. And that's always like my favorite thing to see is like, yeah, this kind of spans beyond even, it sort of spreads the message of the show to people who don't even really, maybe don't know about the show or don't watch the show or even hate the show, but maybe they like the music. So, that's one aspect about it. It's sort of like, it hits a broader audience, I think. So.
Yeah, I've definitely gotten a couple close friends into the music side of it. People who maybe watch the show or don't even want to give it a chance. After I beat them up, I make them listen to some music. And yeah, I feel like, no, I don't make listen to the music. So then I'll just catch them by surprise one day and start playing a song. And they're like, whoa, who is this? And I have them sit down, like, no, just listen to this. Listen to this next part. It's going to be amazing. And it like blows their minds. They have to get the artist. So I'm like, oh yeah, it's Sparkle his whatever, like. He's from the brony community. He's a pony, and it absolutely blows their mind. Like, no, he's not. He isn't. No. Yeah, no. We have some decent music here. People are talented.
You'd be surprised, man.
Yeah, there's definitely a lot of talent in this fandom. I could definitely say that for sure.
Yeah, and what always blows my mind is that I don't know whether it's the show or the community, but something about that, something in that system, just gets people to start making awesome content. Everything from music to writing fiction or making videos, getting better at editing, or just straight art, because we have a hell of a lot of artists in this community too.
Yeah, the whole, inspired to create thing, that's what really it's about, I think.
Yeah, people who have never touched an instrument or never tried to compose something or draw suddenly are just trying it for the first time because of this community. They want to add to the content that everyone's pushing out, and they find some natural talent. They get some support and a few fans. That explodes, and then suddenly they're kind of a big deal.
Yeah, I'm definitely one of those kinds of people because I'm a writer, and I'm hoping to one day, in my fantasy-driven brain, that one day I'll write a fiction as good as, I don't know, Fallout Equestrian or something. But yeah, I was definitely one of those people who came on because there's a lot of great creativity in this fandom, and I'm so glad we have a thing like this tour going on to actually show this to the whole world. And I really hope the world actually picks up on this to see just how talented some of these people in this fandom are.
For sure.
All right. So I understand our good brony musicians are frightfully busy making all their music and working around the clock to get it to us listeners. But I do have to ask for at least a couple of the musicians you got. How did you manage to rope in certain people to hop on the bus and travel with you guys for this tour? Because it's a good long while, and I hear some people just are ridiculously busy, and they just do not have time to really do much. Like, I think Mike and Silverhound are good examples. So, I just have to know, what is the secret you did to get these really busybodies on this tour?
Well, again, blackmail. I don't know. I'm immensely thankful that people are giving us a chance and hopping on, because I know my life is far too busy to do this kind of stuff, yet I managed to find those 4 weeks to devote to this. I'm actually missing a big convention that I usually go to in order to get this going.
Aww.
And a lot of people have school or work over the summer also, and luckily we found the ones that either didn't or are able to drop it or scooch things over.
And I think they probably thought it was a good idea, too.
Yeah, I mean, just like really, they want to see this thing be a success. They want to see the community kind of produce this kind of a tour.
Okay, so I don't suppose I think I pretty much asked this question in general. But have you guys actually run into any problems yet getting this thing going?
I wouldn't say problems. It's the same difficulties we mentioned earlier. Just hoping, praying for more funding because that makes the tour better. But yeah, no real hiccups along the way. It's been solid. Everyone's been super supportive of us.
All right. I'm glad to hear that because, this is a big project and heaven forbid we wouldn't want anything to go wrong. Okay, I know it's far off, but what do you guys have planned after the tour? Unless the tour counts as a vacation. Are you guys going to maybe take one after it's all said and done?
What's a vacation?
But yeah, what do you guys have planned after this tour?
Well, after the tour, I got about a week or two to get ready to go to BronyCon. So I'll be playing and helping out with audio and visual up in Vancouver for or Richmond, actually, British Columbia, for the BronyCon convention.
Ooh.
So I think that's the 24th, 25th of August. So I got to get ready for that.
Exciting stuff.
More ponies, more music, more conventions.
You can never have enough ponies and music and conventions. Ever.
Seriously, yeah, I think my summer is basically filled with pony. After the tour, of course, that ends near BronyCon. I think we have maybe a couple of dates afterwards we're also playing. We come back, I have kind of a week off, maybe. I don't know. I'll find something to do with it. Then the weekend of the 17th and 18th of August, I'm actually planning the 3rd annual Northwest Brony Fest, which was, I think, yeah, it was the first meetup gathering of MLP fans of this new generation that exceeded 100 people. And that was a pretty big deal. That was the summer after the first season.
So Tarby, what do you have planned after this tour?
Work. It's lots of work.
Get back to work.
Like, I'm gonna be completely honest. My life is boring. I work from like 1 p.m. to 9 p.m. I sleep from like, I don't know, 3 a.m. to noon. And this tour is literally the one thing in my life in the next couple of months that is not going to be that same monotony over and over again. So, as soon as that's done, I'm probably just gonna go back to the way things were. That or my brain's gonna snap. I'm gonna quit everything, move to LA, and try to get my music career off the ground. That's probably not gonna happen though. So.
Hey, you could try. You never know. So Nathan, what do you have in mind?
Oh, I don't have much. Kind of the same as Tarby. I'll probably... I don't book a lot of stuff too far in advance. Usually it's about 6 weeks for me. So right now I'm looking at August. But, you know, I'm just not looking at doing much.
Alright. And,
All depends on how the tour goes, of course.
Gotcha. Alright, so, do you what do you guys think the other musicians are going to be doing, or do you even know? Because I'm pretty sure they're going to be pretty tuckered after this, too.
Yeah, I think we're all going to sleep for about a week, and then
Oh, that's the beauty of that week.
watch
Yep.
some cartoons or something, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe some ponies.
Yeah, definitely got to watch them cartoons on ponies. So, do you guys think this tour might definitely make the world more aware of the Brony fandom and a lot more of the music that's being made for it?
Oh God, I hope so.
Yeah, that's kind of one of the goals. And
Yeah, that's one of our goals.
yeah,
Right.
bringing friendship to the streets.
Spreading that love and tolerance everywhere. Do you guys also hope this tour might accomplish other than good times playing music? Like, are we going to see more tours? Are we going to see more conventions? Are we going to see more, lots more musicians come onto the show, or to the music thingamajig shenanigans? What else do you guys think might happen after this tour's all said and done, or hope will happen?
Well, I hope there's more tours, but I also hope there aren't more tours.
Well, maybe not run by you, but you know.
For the same reasons that I hope there aren't more conventions. It's coming from the convention scene myself, and I won't go thoroughly into this, but this community has a tendency to see something that's really successful and then try their best to copy it, and as many times as possible. And this works for a lot of great things like content creation. Like when PMVs became a thing, suddenly there's being like hundreds made every single day, so we get the best of the best. But say one awesome convention happens, and then the next summer there's 12 conventions. That hurts the fandom, that hurts the conventions. It just kind of makes everything a little not as fantastic. The same thing could potentially happen with tours, but I'd love to see a few more pop up around the year. That would be amazing.
It would be.
I would love to see planning for the next Musiquestria Tour start earlier.
Oh, for sure. And especially after having a year on our belt, then that will make it a lot easier.
Yeah, I bet. Tarby, what do you think might happen after this big project? You think we might see more More conventions or tours, things like that?
I don't think we're going to see more conventions. I think that there's been a real big boom in conventions this year, and I think that after that it's going to die down a little bit, personally. There might be more tours, I don't know. Really, it's just play it out, see what happens, I guess. But no, I don't think there's going to be more conventions at the very least.
Well, there may be more musicians, like more bronies joining the fandom to make music. Do you think that might happen?
Maybe.
That would be brilliant.
Donn, Nathan, you got any input?
Yeah, I think probably more musicians would be inspired to create something of their own, and but I don't really see more conventions coming along. I think we're pretty
I don't
full
see
on the
any more
convention scene.
But more musicians, probably for sure. Especially if we get some non-bronies in the audience.
Yeah, and also it shows that there's more styles of music than just, pony step. And, because that seems to be like the top, when people think of brony music, they think of wub wub, oots, you know what I mean? It's like, there's more than that. And that's kind of like what we're trying to show people with, like I said earlier, the diversity of genres that we're bringing on the tour with us, so. So people will see that and be like, oh, it's not just all one kind of music, oh. And people will maybe be like, hey, I can music.
I can totally music, yes. I wonder if we might hopefully get some, what genres haven't I seen? Maybe country musicians or blues musicians, or maybe making 60s and 70s music. That'd be awesome.
I want to see a good ska band.
Actually, well, I'm performing in a ska band at BronyCon.
Fantastic.
Kind of like a super group that's been put together. It's called the Red Woolen Colts.
Ooh,
So,
catchy.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
look for that then.
So, Nathan, gonna prod you for a minute. You're a sound engineer. How did you get roped into this project again? You said you just got,
I saw the Indiegogo.
you just saw the Indiegogo. What all else went into being pulled into this thing, and what does the job entail? And the big question, is it fun for all our aspiring sound engineer fantasists out there in the audience?
Well, I think it's a lot of fun, but you have to get over some real big hurdles to get to the fun. You have to get over the fact that you're working for the musician. You're not working for the audience at all, and you will at every show, it's guaranteed, you will have somebody come up and ask you to change something. It will happen. And I'm sure it'll probably happen at least once on this tour. And I always leave like an empty channel somewhere where I can make a change and go, is that better? And I didn't change anything, but they always go, yeah, and walk away.
Don't tell them your secrets.
It's a good trick to know for a new engineer, just to get people off of your back.
Mm-hmm.
But it is a lot of fun. I'm always broke. I have to buy equipment constantly, and that is a bit of a problem when you're trying to run a business and you need to show profits. And equipment's not cheap, good equipment. I see plenty of engineers go out and buy the cheapest set of mics they can find. That's not the way to do it. You need to buy good quality mics to begin with, or you just won't get anywhere. Yeah, other than that, I mean, I saw the Indiegogo. I got into the fandom probably a month before that, the beginning of February. I did a show with Hey Ocean.
Really?
Great show, lot of fun. They are
you did a
really
show with Hey
complicated
Ocean.
to mix. Yep. They're a lot of fun to mix because Ashley plays flute and some other instruments that you have to mic them because they're quiet, but they're really tricky to mic. So it's a challenge, and I love challenges.
Hey, which show did you do those for?
It was their Ben show. They actually played in my venue. And
We lost you
their
there for a
engineer
second.
couldn't make it, was the deal. So,
That is extremely impressive. And for those of you who aren't in the know, Ashley Ball, who does the... Ball? It's Ball, right?
yeah, I think it is Ball.
Yeah, Ashley Ball. She does the voice for Applejack and Rainbow Dash on the show. And she's the lead singer for Hey Ocean?
Yes, lead singer, flute player, xylophone player. She claims she doesn't play any instruments, but flute's an instrument. So, but yeah, they were a lot of fun to work with. Definitely different. I'm not used to mixing that kind of genre. They've got a very catchy kind of music. So, I mean, I gave the show a chance before they came to town, because I always do research on every band that I have to mix, because I need to know what her voice sounds like, different ranges she can go to,
And then you found
so that I can
Rainbow
EQ her
Dash.
correctly. So I gave, I think, one episode a chance. I think it was Wonderbolt's Academy. I just picked an episode off YouTube, and I wasn't really into it before the show. And then after they came through, they were so nice. It was such a fun show that I decided to give the first episode a chance, and that led to the second episode, because you have to watch both.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just
and then
kept
the
watching.
third, and then the fourth, yeah, and then it rolls
Then
right
season
on.
1, then season 2. But yeah, I mean, it was their show. I can directly blame Ashley Ball for this.
I bet that must have been tons of fun.
Oh yeah, they're a lot of fun to work with.
Yeah, and just so we can give our audience and kind of an idea what it is you do, what is it, all that you do?
Well, for this show, it's going to be front of house engineering. I mix the actual sound that is going to be coming out of the PA. I'm going to be doing monitor engineering, because musicians need to hear what they're doing. And sometimes you'll have a separate monitor. On Good Tour, you have a separate monitor engineer. You have a system engineer that just sets up the PA and does works with the phase cancellation and gets it tuned for the room. I'll be doing that as well for this tour, because I'm the only one to do it. There's only one of me, and there's 3 or 4 different jobs. So, and I'll be bringing along most of the PA equipment, if not all of it, depending on what these guys actually have available as well. So, it's going to be a lot of work.
Well, it sounds like you might be just the guy to make this whole tour just really kick ass by all extent.
Well, I'm bringing a lot of mics. It's going to be done correctly. I'm buying a new mixer just for this tour, because I feel like it deserves it. I've seen plenty of shows, Brony and non-Brony, with very talented musicians get horrible sound simply because they can't afford it.
Yeah, I've actually heard this story from conventions, I believe. A lot of cutting out
Yeah.
mics and other bits and bobs.
Yeah, you bring in a company, a rental company, they're going to give you an engineer, but that engineer's not really engaged in what you're doing. So you only get as much as the engineer's willing to give you, and that's going to be the least amount possible.
Gotcha. So I guess Musiquestria is really lucky to have you then, huh?
Oh, it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm bringing a big PA, much bigger than this tour even needs. Going to be plenty of bass for them, plenty of just about everything.
Fantastic. So, PonyDonn, if I may pick your brain for a minute. You told us that you were going to be hosting a show this weekend. Would you like to maybe elaborate on it some more?
Oh, on the live stream show?
Yeah, tell the audience about it.
Yeah, it's this, we're going to be using Mike the Microphone live stream channel, and like I said, I want to have all of us a part of this over this 24-hour period. I can't do it all. I mean, after about 2 hours, I'm like, I'm done. But I'm hoping everybody can be a part of this, and start off with some live music. On Saturday night, we're starting at 7 p.m. Pacific time, so adjust your clocks accordingly. And I'm going to do some live music with Tarby here at my place. We both live in Seattle. Hopefully Bejoty can come over and jam with us too. Take some requests from the live stream audience and talk about where we're going, and hopefully come see some people and on the tour. Overnight, we're going to have some weird stuff going on, reading fanfics and talking about ponies and putting on a show for the kids. Let's see. And Sunday morning, it's going to keep going. Like I said, it's 24 hours long, so that's a long-ass live stream show. Sunday morning, we'll get up and have breakfast and maybe watch some PMVs and see what the live stream wants to do. I'm going to have Tetra Pony, if you guys are familiar with him. He's a great artist in the community. and he's going to do some live drawing on his live stream, and we're going to feed that to our live stream. Take some requests. He draws really fast, and he's a lot of fun to work with. So he's going to be there at 11 a.m. on Sunday. And then after that, we're going to play some video games.
Yeah.
For all you video gamers out there. And yeah, a few hours of Minecraft, maybe Left 4 Dead.
We're gonna have some folks.
TF2.
We're gonna have open games where folks can join you.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping for. Yeah.
Well, maybe I should try to be
Mike's
there.
really experienced at that kind of stuff. I'm gonna probably turn it over to him the second half of that afternoon, because he's more the gamer guy than I am. But yeah, that's part of the plan that I'm putting together. So
Maybe I'll have to come and join you on the game thing, because God knows I
Yeah.
could use a good video game to play.
just come check out the music too, man. It's gonna be cool.
Yeah, you folks should too, because this is a big deal. Got to make it awesome.
Kinda.
Kinda. All right, and okay, I guess since I'm pretty much out of questions here, last one I got is: are you guys planning on doing future tours?
We'll see how this goes.
I'm definitely a fan of that. Yep.
I'd like to go on tour.
I would totally love to go on tour too.
Large part of
I
it's
would
probably going to be if the
love
community wants it.
Pride sound.
Well, the community should want it, because this is a pretty awesome big project going on.
Yeah, I'm hoping they realize after this tour that they do want it. Oh, how they want it.
But you better make sure you give us a good show. No pressure.
That's what we're here for.
Alrighty. So, I think that's really just about all we can cover today. But, hey, it has been tons of fun, and I'm even more excited now than I was before we started this episode about the tour. I can really only hope you guys make it to Indianapolis so I can listen to you guys perform, assuming I'm not broke enough to make the show. But, hey, thank you guys all so much for coming. You've been fantastic.
Hey, thanks so much for having us.
Yeah,
thanks,
Mr.
dude.
Yes, thank you.
Alright, but before we go, of course, we cannot finish an episode of Stableside Discussions, Disputes, and Debates without our 3 weird, wacky, or random questions to ask our panelists. So,
Oh, boy.
don't worry, guys, it's nothing too serious. But here's what I have for you today. A lot of these are going to be set up scenarios for you. So, first question: Have you guys watched Friendship is Witchcraft?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Not much of it yet.
Yep.
I need to.
All right. So, what episode of My Little Pony would you like to see Friendship is Witchcraftified?
Ooh.
Magic Duel.
Yeah.
Gotta get some Trixie
I'd like to
action
see their
there.
take on Trixie.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
What do you think of Bejoty?
I'm probably going to have to say... one of the newer CMC episodes, because I just really want to see Sweetie Bot again.
Don't we all? So, Tarby and Nathan, what do you think should be Friendship is Witchcraftified?
I would probably also go with Magic Duel, because Trixie's a very interesting character.
I'd either go Magic Duel or the, I don't know if they've done it yet. They might have. I haven't watched the past couple of episodes, but the episode with Scootaloo and the Dreams. I forget what
Oh,
it's called.
Sleepless in Ponyville. Yeah.
Yeah.
Luna.
Yeah, that'd be a good one too.
Bring back weird Russian-ish accent Luna.
Yes.
That'd be great. Hopefully we can get some more singing cues in there, because I love their music.
Especially to know that she isn't Princess of the Night anymore.
Yeah, that'll be a big problem. Okay, so here's the next scenario question I have for you guys. For some mysterious reason, all of the Alicorn Princess's ponies have disappeared and are never coming back. We need a new leader. Who would you nominate to lead Equestria out of this dark time?
Me!
Derby.
Oh boy.
No.
Princess Derby.
I don't know, Trixie did a pretty good job.
Yeah, she makes a good tyrant.
In the Air Force takeover, I'd like to see the Spitfire in charge.
Yeah, the Wonderbolt
Spitfire.
should be in charge. All the Alicorns are gone, so we got no Twilight, no Cadence, no...
Who should take
sisters.
over Equestria?
Man. I don't know. That's a tough one. Discord. I don't know.
There you go.
He's a nice guy now, remember? He's not all bad.
Totally. He's totally not going to do evil, heartless things.
Chocolate milk ring, come on.
Oh, yeah. He could probably be thrilled. All right,
He
and...
just does it for the lulz, man. He's not trying to hurt anybody.
Totally. Tarby, did you chime in on that?
Yeah, I said me.
Oh, yeah.
Great and powerful Tarby.
He's a good leader.
Alrighty then. So, last question. If you wanted to see a pony-fied holiday, which holiday would you like to see in the show? Unless you'd rather see a brand new holiday, what would it be?
Oh man, this is a tough one.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see, what haven't they done? That's the question. What haven't they done yet? What?
They haven't done anything like Thanksgiving, per se. They did...
Yeah, that's what I was thinking,
they
the
did that-
Thanksgiving thing, but...
Unless that parade counts. I don't think it does. Easter! That's another one, Easter.
I don't know if this counts with their Christmas kind of holiday thing, but a New Year, kind of a renewal celebration.
Yeah, they haven't done that yet.
That's something I'd want to see.
Yeah, something definitely more paganistic, I think, would be appropriate.
You guys would want to see...
As opposed to secular, you know, because I think they try to steer away from anything secular and their references to that kind of stuff.
Even though they do use the real-world calendar.
Yeah.
Tarby, what kind of holiday would you like to see on the show?
I actually think I'd like to see something a bit new. Cause again, like you said, not something particularly secular, but another thing maybe along the lines of Heartswarming Eve, but not based on an actual holiday we have. You know, cause it is a completely different culture, and I'd like to see what sort of take they, what kind of take they have on it. Like what kind of holidays would an equestrian society have?
Yeah, or maybe a celebration of their royalty, like we have President's Day and.
Well, they do
things
have
like
the
that.
Summer Sun celebration, so there's that. Maybe the
I
Luna
see that as more as
counterpart.
like the solstice, though, the summer solstice. That's what I compare that to.
Yeah. I don't see some sort of maybe like an Independence Day, not like the creation of Equestria, but I'm sure that its leadership has faltered at some point, or they could at least pull that into the story in the plotline.
I'm kind of thinking maybe a more Luna-centric holiday, not necessarily Nightmare Night, but something new following Luna, because we seem to get a Luna episode when they do that.
Yeah. And then it can be witchcraftified.
Oh, yeah. That would be fantastic. Okay, so I do believe that is our random questions for today, and that was our episode of SD3. So, once again, guys, thank you for coming. If you missed out or want to watch our previous episodes, swing by our YouTube channel if you're not watching this episode there. You can find the link below down here on the live stream. I'd like to ask you guys again to show our musicians and tour managers some love and help pitch into their awesome project. So you can find the link below and you can help donate today. And lastly, I want to say SD3 is desperately looking for producers, a substitute host, and maybe editors to spiffy up our show a little so we can help to increase our production values here on the show. I'd love to go beyond just a very simple text title screen. Anyway, Bejoty, Donn, Tarby, Nathan, thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome.
Thanks for
Thank
having
you
us.
for
It's a
having
pleasure.
us.
Yeah.
And I hope
A
to
lot
see
of fun.
and I hope to see you viewers this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time to join us when we talk about the Rainbow and Rooted album. We're going to be joining with the guys over there like Lavender Harmony, Stormwolf, and a couple others. It'll be sure to be an awesome episode, and I cannot wait to host it. So
Yeah, that'll be cool.
I have been your humble host, Misfortune, and I will see you guys next time, Stableside. Have a good night, everybody.
Toodles.
All right.
Good night.